Now at 10, multiple agencies respond to a commercial fire in Jasper County that leaves multiple crew members injured. Plus, heart disease awareness has some folks in Southwest Missouri seeing red. And riders in Joplin got to enjoy a free trip on the Sunshine Lamp Trolley.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
9 firefighters are hospitalized after battling a hazardous material fire at a Jasper County mineral extraction facility. This is KOAM News. I'm Blake Gully. Multiple fire departments responded to a large commercial fire on North Black Cat Road in Jasper this afternoon. The fire, which broke out before noon, impacted Black Cat Trucking and U.S. Aspects Recovery, a mineral extraction facility. Heavy black smoke poured from the building before crews reduced the fire intensity by 12:30. All employees evacuated safely. 9 firefighters were taken to area hospitals for treatment of exposure to a caustic material after they were decontaminated on scene.
Firefighters treated at the scene, decontaminated here, and basically injuries were burning to their hands and around their masks, and then their boots were starting to melt, which is indicative of the caustic soda liquid. So basically got them taken care of. They were sent to a local hospital, and then we were able to continue to make sure that that fire was controlled.
The building's roof sustained significant damage from the fire. 7 area fire departments coordinated the response. The Missouri State Fire Marshal and the Missouri Department of Natural Resources Emergency Response have joined the investigation. Meteorologist Donald O'Keefe joins us with a first look at weather.
Yeah, it turned out to be a pretty nice day, but we're going to start cooling down tonight as a weak cold front is going to be pushing in. Taking a look at our current conditions right now, 42 degrees, clear skies, winds out of the north-northeast at 3 miles an hour. It's not too bad of an evening. For today, though, we got up to a high of 61 degrees. The average is about 48 degrees. That means we're 13 degrees above average. We're going to continue that warm trend as well over the next couple of days. Like I said, it is going to get cool tonight. We're going to drop down to 30 degrees for this overnight low. Mostly clear temperatures, winds out of the northeast about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Let's take a look at tonight through tomorrow. So we're going to see those clear skies this evening. Clouds are going to start building in by tomorrow morning, but we're going to be right around that 30 mark, as you can see, Saturday morning. As you get into Saturday afternoon, partly cloudy skies, but we're going to be warming up to about the mid to upper 50s across the region, and we're even going to see warmer temperatures by Monday, and I'll have those details coming up.
Yes, Joplin's Freeman Heart Institute is helping spread awareness of cardiovascular disease in women by wearing red today. Go Red for Women is the American Heart Association's global movement to end heart disease and stroke in women. Heart disease is the #1 killer of women, as symptoms are atypical for women and often overlooked.
The heart disease is often described as a man's disease, and typically what is portrayed in the media is a man clutching their chest, collapsing to the floor, sweating, and unfortunately not all heart attack symptoms present that way.
The symptoms for women can be atypical, such as shoulder pain, jaw pain, or even fatigue. Dr. Kim mentions simply going for a walk for 30 minutes a day for 5 days a week can help reduce the risk of heart disease. Joplin businesses united for a charitable cause tonight. The 5th annual Galentine's Sip and Shop featured more than 30 local boutiques and restaurants, with participating vendors donating 15% of their proceeds to Freeman's Wig and Scarf program. The program helps cancer patients maintain normal lives during chemotherapy treatment.
Patients that are going under chemotherapy, especially women, when they start to lose their hair, it's just one more thing that they're experiencing with a cancer diagnosis, and it's a financial burden. And so Freeman wants to step in and take care of that.
Along with shopping, guests could also enjoy wine tasting, food sampling, and candle making. Joplin residents got a chance to ride the Sunshine Lamp Trolley for free in celebration of its grand reopening 1 year ago. The trolley service shut down in late 2022 before the opening back up last year after the city hired more drivers to meet the needs of its citizens. More than 32,000 people have enjoyed the ride since the trolley began.
All of them are pretty nice. I like the way the routes are. I like going out to 15th Street Walmart and getting to see people, and then also senior centers like the Housing Authority or Mercy Village. It's nice to see your seniors.
The trolley service runs Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. with a full fare costing $2. The Joplin History and Mineral Museum welcomes visitors back after a major renovation and unveils a redesigned Route 66 exhibit. The curator says that the project was months in the making with an intense 30-day push to bring it to life. The renovations come as the museum approaches its 95th anniversary, modernizing exhibits while preserving the stories that make the museum a community landmark.
Until today, we did not have, I would admit that my exhibit on 66 before today was embarrassing. It was very small, it was overgeneralized, we didn't have artifacts that told a story. And we've been able to create a story with this that focuses on what we want to tell.
The updates include new graphics, improved layout and flow, and interactive displays designed to tell the full story of Route 66 with a special focus on Joplin's role. Coming up, one man on a mission rolls through southeast Kansas to keep the memories of 9/11 victims alive. But up first,
the family of Nancy Guthrie makes a new plea to her potential kidnapper. I'm Andres Gutierrez in Tucson with more on that, plus what the Pima County Sheriff is telling CBS News today about the investigation.
welcome to the first night of the brand new segment called Capitol Watch. Each week we'll break down some legislative issues moving through the region's capitals. We start tonight in Oklahoma, where Governor Kevin Stitt used his final State of the State address to take aim at the state's medical marijuana program.
Now we have more dispensaries than we do pharmacies. Think about that. These storefronts hide an industry that enables cartel activity, human trafficking, and foreign influence in our state.
Governor Stitt says he'd like to send the future of medical marijuana back to the voters. In Missouri, lawmakers are debating new proposals on property taxes. One proposal, Senate Bill 1495, would change how delinquent property taxes are handled across Missouri. The bill updates administrative rules and templates for unpaid taxes and allows county collectors at their discretion to waive some or all interest and penalties if good cause is shown. Lawmakers say the goal is to create a more consistent process statewide. Those are just a few of the issues this week at state capitals across the region. We'll continue to break down the legislation that could impact you every Friday. Sunday will mark 1 week since Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Today's Show co-anchor Savannah Guthrie, was first reported missing. Today, authorities reported to conduct follow-up work at Nancy Guthrie's home and surrounding areas. As Andres Gutierrez reports, this comes as authorities say they are looking into what they call a new message in connection with the case.
The FBI and Pima County Sheriff are reviewing what's being characterized as a new message in Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. In a joint statement, they say investigators are actively inspecting the information provided in the message for its authenticity. This comes as investigators continue to work to determine the authenticity of a ransom note sent to a few media outlets. The FBI says the note included a demand for Bitcoin and contained two different deadlines, one which has passed and the next is set for Monday. Among the additional questions being asked in this case, how did the person or group who snatched Nancy Guthrie gain access to her home? Authorities tell CBS News they're being cautious on revealing how the home was entered.
How do you think that the abductor may have entered the home? Was it through the front door?
You know, I'm not going to talk about entry or exit. That's a key portion of this case.
So are you saying there was no sign of forced entry?
I'm not saying either. We've not said whether it's forced or unforced.
Let me ask you, why would you not put that out?
Well, because it's critical to the case.
On Friday, Arizona Senator Mark Kelly visited the Pima County Sheriff's Office. Kelly said Savannah Guthrie called him shortly after learning her mother was missing.
Well, I first learned of it, before it was public. Savannah called me, because she knows I live here. And then I called the sheriff, and I called the Tucson police chief. Savannah was on the way to the airport to fly here, and obviously rather upset.
authorities have yet to identify a suspect or person of interest in the case and tell CBS News nobody is ruled out. Andres Gutierrez, CBS News, Tucson, Arizona.
Savannah was originally scheduled to co-host the opening ceremony of the Winter Olympics in Italy tonight. She instead flew to Arizona on Sunday when she learned of her mother's disappearance. Taken too soon, but not forgotten. Those are the words on dog tags. John Martin is hanging along highways across the United States. His goal is to ensure those who lost their lives on 9/11 are never forgotten. Each tag he hangs has the name of a victim. Today he traveled to Cherokee and Crawford counties in southeast Kansas. Martin is also stopping by local fire departments along the way, presenting each with a 343 FDNY dog tag representing the 343 FDNY firefighters who made the ultimate sacrifice on September 11, 2001. A little later, some life lessons from a Pittsburgh man hitting a milestone trip around the sun.
Now we're going to have nice temperatures this weekend. We can even see 70s on Monday. I'll have your details coming up.
Here's your Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
Well, today turned out to be a pretty nice day, but we do have a little bit of a cold front starting to push through our area tonight. And we do have a high pressure system behind it, but like I said, temperatures will drop a bit tonight, but not as cold as it was over the last couple of weeks. Taking a look at our regional temperatures, you can see that cold air coming in from the north. That's making its way into our area, going to drop temperatures down into the low 30s for us. Current temperatures across the region, we're starting to cool down. We got 39 degrees out there in Yates Center, 45 degrees there in Yates, Grove, 42 degrees there in Anderson. Like I said, colder air is starting to make its way in, but we will rebound, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Current conditions in Joplin, clear skies, 42 degrees, winds out of the north-northeast about 3 miles an hour. So not too bad of an evening before that cold starts to push in. Like I said, we're going to drop down to about 30 degrees tonight, mostly clear, nice winds out of the northeast about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Let's take you through the weekend. So this is tonight, clear skies, and then by the time we get to Saturday morning, there's going to be some clouds that are going to start pushing in. There's those temperatures tomorrow morning right around that 30 mark. Getting into Saturday afternoon, staying partly cloudy, temperatures look to rebound back to about the mid-50s, even to the upper 50s as well, pushing 60 down there in the Oklahoma counties. Getting into Saturday night, Sunday morning, we're going to have more increasing cloud cover, but you're going to be waking up Sunday morning to about the low 40s. And then it's Super Bowl Sunday. By the time we get to Sunday afternoon, partly cloudy skies, temperatures are going to be about the mid-60s, even pushing 70 down there in the Oklahoma counties. So taking a look at our weekend forecast, partly cloudy skies on Saturday, high of about 57 degrees. Sunday, 61. Like I said, it could be warmer on Sunday down in those southern counties. Mild and a little bit breezy. Saturday, like I said, on the cooler side. And Sunday is Super Bowl Sunday. Taking a look outside at the Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, not too bad of a night. Like I said, that cold air is starting to make its way in. Let's take a look at our upper level flow for the next week. What's going to be happening? So we do have a bit of a weaker low pressure system out there by Baja California. That's going to make its way into our area by about Tuesday and Wednesday. That's going to bring enough energy where we can maybe even see some rain showers late Tuesday night into Wednesday. That pushes out. Now we're into Thursday of next week. Here's another system out to the west that's going to make its way into our area, bringing rain chances back by Friday into Saturday of next weekend. So we're going to keep an eye out on that. And our next system is way out there to the west. That's by next Sunday. We're going to keep an eye out on that as well. Let's take a closer look. This is Monday. Temperatures in the low 70s for us on Monday. By the time we get to Tuesday, there's those rain chances I was talking about. Very light though, but we'll see temperatures in the upper 60s and low 70s across the region. Wednesday, we're going to be on the cooler side, about mid 50s because that system that pushes through with that rain. By Thursday, we're going to be bouncing back up to the upper 60s. And then that next system I was talking about pushes through on Friday morning. There's those rain chances. And by the time we get to Friday afternoon, back to the mid-50s. So still not too bad. As we get into Saturday, we're going to cool down back to about the upper 40s for us by next weekend. Taking a look at our 7-day, we're going to have an increasing warm trend, 71 degrees. By Monday, Tuesday, we're going to have be about 66 degrees. There's those rain chances. And then the extended forecast, we could see some rain showers by next weekend, but we're going to see 71 degrees on Monday in February.
And I'm excited about that because, again, we just had a snowstorm, and now a lot of people are excited to have a warm Super Bowl Sunday. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Donald. Still ahead, a full slate of high school basketball games. Ben McLeish has highlights from the hardwood up next in sports.
Tonight, we've got a full slate of highlights from the hardwood as our Kansas high school basketball teams duke it out. In Pittsburgh, the Purple Dragons hosting Coffeyville in an SEK doubleheader. First quarter, Pitt on the run in transition on a Jorge de Sofia. Hetrich, who connects with Odessa Reed, and the senior scores with a foul for the and one. Couple possessions later, it's Mackenzie English working in the post, spinning and scoring the bucket, plus a foul for an old-fashioned three-point play. And the second quarter was all Pitt. Angie Miller dishes it to Heitrich, who drives and splits the defenders for the lay-in. Purple Dragons cruise to a 44-29 win. Dragons boys squad looking to complete the sweep, but it was all Golden Tornado to start this one. Gashawn feeling with the drive and kick to Jackson Hershey, and he drains the three, and I know Coffeyville run to open the game. After a slow start offensively, Pitt's Jamarcus Davis gets his squad on the board with this and one finish at the rim. Next, Dragons possession. Davis being a playmaker, connecting with Caden Navartanum, who fires from way downtown. Bang, as Pitt fights back, but the Golden Tornado pull it off 53-52 in overtime. Over in Riverton, it's the Rams battling the Frontenac Raiders. We head to the third quarter, Raiders up big. Andy Stout passing out wide to Lakin Sullivan. She drives to the hoop and lays it in to extend the lead to 16. The Rams don't back down though. Savannah Matthews, defender in her face, she finds Kinley King down low, who gets it to go after a couple of bounces off the rim. The Raiders' offense was too much to handle. It's Marley Stout to Maddie Bland from three. She drains the triple as the Raiders take down the Rams 55-44. The boys' teams facing off next. Raiders looking for a sweep. Opening possession, Luke Sneed passing down low to Jake Wegner. Wegner spins and puts it up for the game's first points. But the Rams are right back on the attack. Liam Waird from deep. His tray is nothing but net as Riverton takes the lead. Frontenac now trailing by 4. Jake Murphy to Brogan Smith. Back to Murphy, who finds the soft spot and knocks down the jumper. The Raiders with the comeback win over the Rams, 63-44. In Columbus, it's a doubleheader between the Titans and Colgan. Starting with the girls in the mid-second quarter, Jacayla Davis does her best Mahomes impression to find Bella Asiano down low for the and one. Colgan still rolling. Cara Osborne finds Danny Yagmore near the elbow before she steps inside and cashes in. Columbus looking to respond though. Natalie Worry drops it off for Bentley Townsend, who finds the open space to drain a corner three. Panthers though would hold on for a big 72-15 win. In the nightcap, the Titans look to avenge their counterpart against the Panthers. Early first quarter, the senior Jaden Brown finds Bradley Bottega up top, who takes the one dribble and drives to the bucket for an easy two. Cooper Saeed strapped in the corner for Columbus. He escapes the jam with a bullet pass to Jex Cheney, where he puts it away with an acrobatic finish. Pretty ball movement around the arc for the visitors. Late in the first, they get it down low to Bottega, who banks it off the glass for a couple. The Panthers pull off the sweep 78-48. Heading over to Baxter Springs, we have the Lions taking on the Galena Bulldogs. Starting off, Bailey Campbell gets the ball in space, driving, goes up and sinks the shot for two. Now Galena's Madison Boys dribbling, passes it over to Riley Mayer, who pulls up for the jumper and sinks it. Bulldogs back on the attack. Boys passes it over to Mackenzie New, who drives and lays it in as Galena takes this one 38-25. Galena looking to secure the sweep in the boys matchup. The Lions passing it around. Eventually they'll find Logan Abbott, who decides it's time to shoot. He sinks the jump shot for Baxter. Now Chase Cottrell driving in transition. He lays it in for two. Lions back on the attack though. Abbott in trouble under the basket. He'll dish it out to Isaiah Main from three. He knocks down the tray as Baxter Springs wins 45-33. Boy, they look like they were having fun out there.
I know it. I actually was thinking I should dust off my skills and get on the court.
I think you do pretty good.
Well, we're going to have to see about that. That's a look at sports. We're back right after this. A Pittsburgh man is looking forward to a big birthday milestone. Frank Emil will turn 103 this Sunday. Emil is a World War II veteran and husband. Despite his age, Emil still mows his own lawn, drives a car, and cooks dinner for his wife. Just down the road from 103 years old, Emil gave us tips on living an extended life.
And I certainly hope that I'll be the group that survives to live on in happiness and peace.
Emil, being born in 1923, said the way he grew up is different than most childhoods would be, considering his upbringing as a blessing. To see the rest of this story and learn more about Frank Emil's life, join us on Sunday night on KOAM News. And what about our weather wrap-up?
Yeah, we're actually going to have a pretty nice weekend. You can see Sunday we're going to be 61 degrees. That's Super Bowl Sunday, so I'm sure if you want to do some things outside, it's a great day to do it. And even better on Monday, we're going to see 71 degrees, and it's February, 71 degrees.
I am just excited. I may have to get on the grill on Monday. It's going to be so warm. So, and what about your final note on sports?
Well, the Macaulay Warrior Classic wraps up tomorrow, but to your weather, it's a good thing it's warming up because next week, Pitt State and Missouri Southern softball and baseball are back at home for matchups outdoors. Can you believe it?
Oh, that's going to be nice. That's going to be nice. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Let's make it a great night.